Hey, what was that? Hold on, what did we actually start on time this time?
Yes,
Yay! Well, almost, but what's going on, people? What is going on? As you already know, this is Wednesday, which means boop, 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 bow. Heavy Hitters Wednesday. As you already know, I am your host, Six Man KStylzz, aka the Interrogator. To my stage left, as you already know who this is, it is the homicidal, suicidal, mad scientist, mad Mike Sports. And we can't have a heavy hitter show without the calm before the storm. The minister himself, Jew Talk Sports. And before we go into today's show, we always what are those three special words that we always gotta have a show with? How we always start.
Negroes always late. No, that's not it. That ain't
it. Anime can kick rocks. Anyway,
it's that railroad guy.
And today's roll call, we kick it off with our player partner, Marvin Johnson. Marvin, aka the nigga down the street. Melvin Emery, Darnell Partridge, Pamela Johnson, Joseph Thornton. The anime is in here as usual. If a lot don't know who anime is, I always call Maggie T Anime. We got William Amy. We got Tiv Sports and Gaming. We got Sherman Woods, Low Ski, Jarvis Williams. We got the Professor Noah in the building. We got ATL Leo, Mr. Lee, Player Smoke, Wallace Smith, Marcus Johnson, Bobby Boy Zone 3, Wallace Smith, Bubba Gump. We got Michael Walker, not that Michael Walker, Old Chicken Hauler, Big Mel, Anthony White, Shane Elliott, Elite, Floyd Donnelly, D. Coleman, Black Heart. Good Googly Moogly is a lot going on right now. So we definitely appreciate everybody going on, man. We got Jerry Bowie, Lyrics Mom, Big Mel, Dame DiBiase, Red Swarm. I'm gonna get everybody this time. We usually cut off. I'm gonna get everybody until the screen stops. Low Key Zell, Reggie C2K, ATL Joe, Rashawn Thomas, Brian Peoples, Gabrielle Lambro. So, fellas, are you ready?
Are you ready?
Now, for the thousands in attendance and the millions watching around the world, ladies and gentlemen, no, we're not gonna do that. No. All we're gonna do is we're gonna cut the music off in 3, 2, 5. What's going on, people? Let's go ahead and get into it tonight. As y'all already know, we have the second preseason game coming up against the New York Jets. What they call them, the Jets, Jets. but it's gonna be on a Monday, so we got a good little ways to go. So as I got my brothers here with me today, our heavy hitter brothers, stats, facts, and truth, we're gonna give you our thoughts on the game and what we to expect. So we're gonna let the minister bless us by running point with this one.
All right, man. So for this second preseason game, the first thing that I want to talk about, you guys seen my video, and I started a little bit of a fire with the whole, did the Falcons make the right choice with the Jordan Davis, not picking Jordan Davis and Drake London. You guys know I love Drake London. I said that in my video, but everybody was coming for my throat. Look, if you wear the red and black, you guys know I love everybody that's on my Falcons team. So, but with that being said, this is just for me to segue. What I'm looking for in this game, the first thing that I'm looking for in this game is for us to be able to stop the run. Period. I just want to see us stop the run. When that first unit get out there on the field, which I think if this is going to be really the dress rehearsal, because we know they now only have 3 preseason games, and we used to play 4 preseason games. That third preseason game was kind of used to be the dress rehearsal, but now the second game now is usually the dress rehearsal. So I want to see how long the starters actually play on the defensive side of the ball and the offense, but mainly the defense, because we only seen them really play one drive, which you can't really. Can you really give a fair assessment off of one drive? Not really. Especially with these guys coming off the offseason, especially with these guys not tackling that training camp and things of that nature. So that's what I'm focusing on, the physicality. I want to see our team come in here and punch the Jets in the mouth, because we know Robert Saleh, defensive coordinator formerly of the San Francisco 49ers, head coach of the New York Jets. He believes in physical football. He's a defensive-minded coach. So he's going to have his guys ready to play. We know they're the Jets, but they're going to try to establish physicality. And that's what I'm really looking for from the defense. I just want to see some physicality. I think that we played well in the first preseason game. We did win that game. And it looked like our Falcons showed that we have depth because the backups played really well on the defense. I just want us to come out and get a stop. Don't let them drive right down the field and score a touchdown. If we do that, in this second preseason game, I would be happy. But I just want to see how well these guys stop the run in this game. And I'm interested to see who plays in this game, because we know in that first game, guys like Marlon Davison, who I'm expecting a lot out of this year, didn't play in that first game. So I'm looking to see these guys step up. Like I said, I wasn't impressed with that first drive with Detroit. I was a little bit disappointed in the way that Detroit was able just to come right out, run the ball, walk right down, drive right down the field and score a touchdown. So that's what I want to see in this game. It's all about improvement. The coaches always say get 1% better every single day. This is your second preseason game. For those guys that are rookies and play their first game, this is your second NFL game. So let's see if we can build upon what we saw in that first game. And I'll leave it at that.
All right. And while we get the Mike's point, we got a $5 super chat from Jamal Grant. Appreciate the love, man. He said if Mad Mike had a Bucks hat on, I would have thought y'all had Russell Gage.
You ain't had to read that bull crap, man.
Hey, he gave $5. I had to read
it. Good gracious. I guess if I'm gonna be, if I look like somebody, it got to be an NFL player. So I guess I'll take it.
At least you get an NFL player. It could be worse. They could say you look like one of them bums asking for change at the side of the gas station.
Why did I knew you was? I just knew you was gonna say that.
Man, shit. It's like right by my job. It's like this one specific gas station where the same dude hangs around all the time, asking everybody for change. I'm like, dude, you ain't hit your quota yet. Go ahead, Mike, man. What you got, man?
I want to see the adjustments. I'm big on coaching this year. I think if we're going to be a Super Bowl contender, at least in year 4 and year 5, I'm expecting us to be a contending for the Super Bowl in year 4. I think that's a legit. We get one more year of developing these players, see what they can be. In particular, guys like Marlon Davidson, and like Marlon is in a unique place for me personally. I kind of stumbled over there because I wanted to talk about it in the video, but I guess I'll do it now. But Marlon Davis is probably the biggest. He's a step below Caleb McGarry this year because Marlon Davidson hasn't shown us anything. He hasn't shown us anything on the field outside of a pick 6. And we can all say that's typically luck for the most part, especially when the defensive tackle, gets the interception. So there's a lot of luck involved. But I need to see what he can do. He's heading right down the exact same road that Tack McKinley rode down. So much talent, so much ability, so much hype. Just surrounding him. I think he's a terrific player. I think he does have the athleticism. I think he does have the ability. But what good if you can't stay healthy? So he has to prove that he can stay healthy, man. Like, I don't want to see anything else as far as him concerned. I just want to see you finally start to get healthy. But to kind of expand on what I was saying earlier about the coaching staff, I want to see how Arthur continues to call his plays and how he sets up his plays and players to different scenarios. In particular, the offensive line, how he helps the offensive line, the types of calls that he makes when guys jump offside, when they make a mistake holding, guy leaves too early and these false starts, things of that nature. What's gonna be the next play? Is he gonna get aggressive in 3rd and 10, 2nd and 15 and things like that, or is he just gonna hand the ball off and and just be vanilla? I expect him to be a little bit more vanilla, but I want to just see a little bit more creativity, whether it's a screenplay or a reverse play to Felipe Franks or Cordero Patterson, whatever it is. I want to see what he does when we make mistakes, because that's where a lot of the coaches make their money, is when we make a mistake. How are you going to get us out of that hole? And I think that's one of the things you look at guys like former friend, aka Mr. Dirk Cutter. All he would do is just, all right, we in trouble. Let's just dial up a draw. It was the same thing. Let's dial up a draw. We're gonna throw the ball again after we just, it's 2nd and 15, 2nd and 20, and he drawing up draws, and he's throwing the ball deep. No creativity to the offense whatsoever. So I want to see how he is learning from that year 1 as a play caller, in particular Arthur Smith.
Mm-hmm. And I want to get to this comment here from Red Swarm, man. He said Michael spot on Monday when he said they attacked the middle. He said he watched Hard Knocks and Deuce Staley was screaming at DeAndre Swift, go at the middle. That was their plan. And I think that's kind of where
I told you. Just listen to just like I said, man, not try to be, conceited, even though I can be that, because I am the great one. But it just comes from studying and watching film, and just just pay attention to how they are attacking. I think a lot of people get carried away. Oh, he just caught the ball. Oh, he just ran the ball. But if you look at how Like for instance, let's just say, all right, my design, like you look at the game as an offensive coordinator, I'm trying to take the right tackle. So what am I going to do? What am I going to call? Well, I'm calling a stretch play to the right side. All right. What's the next play? You can come back with a draw up the middle, or you can do something completely different. All right. Stretch play. All right. What we're going to do? Bootleg off of that stretch play. And you got two things you can do. Tight ends come over. You got a wide receiver come over. You can just dump it off to a running back. Like those types of things you got to pay attention to as far as like how they are attacking the defense. And I think if you pay attention to how in each call, how coaches are setting up the plays. Not that it's calling that one play, but how they're setting up those plays. And I think that's the focus that we're trying to, help people understand. It's like how the coaches are setting up plays. How guys like Dean Pease, he said during this press conference after the game, he actually said that I think KStylzz, you kind of I think you brought this up, that he said after the game, it could have been somebody else, but it could have, he said that they weren't stopping the run too well, so he made adjustments during the game. And I think that's the thing. The adjustments on the fly. How well is Dean Pease going to make those adjustments, and how well Arthur Smith is going to make those adjustments, how they attack these guys. So I know that was a long answer, but I think that's something we need to focus on as a fan base, is how our coaches are setting up these plays, not he's just out there throwing the damn ball for 50 times a game.
Ah, man. Yeah, that was a very good take by both of y'all. So, like I said, I definitely will agree on your points like that. So before I get to mine, let's go and get into some of these comments before I get to my point. Yeah, I see. I get.
Look. Hell yeah, Miss Maggie. Yes. Okay. I like my own stuff. Okay. Yes. I believe everything I say. And Deco, come on, bro.
Sometimes Mike puts his foot in his mouth at times, so that's why we let it slide.
I do that all the time. Okay? I do that all the time, not some of the time.
Oh, well, at least he admitted it all the damn time.
I do it all the time, okay?
But like you said, at the end of the day, this is why you come to watch, to see his arrogant ass. That's why we here. We are the calm to the area.
There it is.
But yeah, man. Let's see. Yeah. Tev said it here too. He said the running back coach on Hard Knocks for the Lions was screaming, "Yeah, go inside." Yeah. Yeah, and yes, we did sign.
Me and Jew, look, hey man, y'all think I'm the great one? Jew been calling stuff all year. He said the same thing on the draft day. All right, the Falcons, don't be surprised if the Falcons end up getting Drake London. Why? Because he studies this team in every aspect. We're not saying this stuff just to be saying this stuff. We're actually studying the team.
Yeah, we're going to get to the Keyshawn Johnson signing here in a little bit as well. I think most of us really have no idea who the hell that is. But let's go. But I'm going to give, let me see, ATL Joe here. He gave a good one here. He said, yeah, London is tough. They're going to keep him out for safety reasons, which I get, but I'm sure he'll be ready for the Saints week 1. Or they might hold him out until that last preseason game. Because they haven't really said the severity of it if they're going to keep him out for this game. We're going to find out. But this game is going to be very interesting to me because it kind of goes back to what we said about the first game. It goes back to what I said about the first game. The linebackers are going to be very important for this defense. And a lot of y'all done hit on what they were saying. We got to attack the middle of the field. We got to attack those linebackers. You have to realize we have Rashad Evans. Rashad Evans is a guy that's going to attack the line of scrimmage. That's what he does best. He's not a cover linebacker. Michael Walker right now has the same problem that Jalen Mayfield has is they have the mindset of one position, but they're playing a totally different position.
Mm-hmm.
Even though Jalen Mayfield played a lot better than what most people give him credit for in that Lions game. I'm very interested to see if Troy Anderson will play this game this week, because on that first drive, it wasn't too bad. The problem was the Lions got down the field by throwing the football. They didn't try the corners like that. They tried Michael Walker and Rashaan Evans in coverage.
Mm-hmm.
And it looked bad. They looked like chickens with their heads cut off. But they have an opportunity to redeem themselves in this game just to see, okay, I got to use my eye discipline a lot better. I can't be ready to attack all the damn time.
Mm-hmm.
Ain't nothing wrong with attacking. You want your guys to attack, but sometimes you have to do it in a controlled state of mind. You just can't go out there and be thinking, I'm Sonic. What Mike said, like I'm Sonic the damn hedgehog and I can just run through everything. It don't work like that. Sometimes you just kind of have to ease your way through them. Boop, 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 and pick your spots. Mm-hmm. But I'm intrigued. I'm intrigued by one position and one position only. And that is I gotta say it again, man. It's that running back room, bro. I'm intrigued. I want to see if they're going to come with the same physicality. They're going to come with the same mindset. Because remember, the Jets drafted two guys that most Falcon fans wanted, and that was Garrett Wilson and Sauce Gardner. So we're going to see quite a bit of them.
And Jermaine Johnson, I think. Didn't they get
Jermaine Johnson? Yep.
Yeah.
So, Falcon fans, everybody you wanted, we playing against. This is where the mindset of the player is going to have to come in at, because these are not the guys that we got were not fan favorites. Are they going to have the mental damn it, I was about to say ineptitude. That means stupid as hell. Nah, I don't mean that.
Capacity.
Yeah, thank you. I just had a mental relapse there for a second. But yeah.
It happens to everybody, man.
Yeah. So it's going to be very intriguing, because these are two aspects of running the damn ball mentality that this team needs. The linebackers, the running backs. Thank y'all. Aptitude. I don't give a damn attitude, whatever y'all want to call it. But yeah, I'm just more intrigued just to try to see what the mindset of this team is. I wonder if they're going to keep up that same intensity, man, because we definitely need to set that tone for this upcoming season. I'm going to end it off on that one.
So I have a question. If you guys are the New York Giants, but the Jets, how would you attack the Atlanta Falcons? Offensively, defensively. How would you attack them?
Y'all really want me to go first? Because y'all know what I'm
Go
finna say.
ahead. Go ahead.
I mean, go right ahead. Because you know
Y'all know
my
what I'm
answers
finna
are
say.
my answers is usually short and simple. But go ahead, man.
Yeah, I mean, the Lions gave the Jets the blueprint, and I just seen the name in the chat, Brees Hall, the running back that
Ooh.
came out of Iowa State. They got him too on the Jets. Just run
Another
at the
one the
Falcons.
Falcon fans wanted.
Yeah, but just run at the Falcons. I mean, I feel like every team that we play, for whatever reason, even if you look at like last season, a lot of teams we play, they try to get cute against us. If you go back and watch that Buffalo Bills game last year, you know, anytime the Bills were putting the ball in the air, we were shutting them down. I think we had like 2 picks. I know AJ Terrell had a pick, and I think Foye had a pick, if I'm not mistaken. But once they realized, like, well, dang, they can't stop me. Josh Allen realized they can't stop me running. Why I'm passing the ball? And once they started running, it was just like that was it. He stopped throwing the ball, and they did the fundamental thing, just like Deuce Staley was saying. For the Lions, their assistant coach and running backs coach, go at the Falcons, go run right up the middle until they can prove to us that they fix their defensive line. Why challenge their corners? Like, we keep talking about our secondary as our strength. If I'm playing against the Falcons, I'm not passing the ball until they show me that they can stop the run. I'm going to go at that defensive line. I really want to figure out if this team has gotten that physicality part. Like, are we still a finesse team or are they a tough team? You know, and we're still trying to mold this team. I do believe this is a tougher team. I do believe that we're better in the trenches. And I think they did a good job of making over the team, because we know that we had a huge turnaround. Like, this defensive line is pretty much, other than a couple guys, Anthony Rush, Grady, and AO, like, this is a totally different, in Marlon Davidson, this is pretty much a totally different defensive line. And I did see some good things out of last game, because I think with my video that I did, and just out of the statements that I made, I think a lot of, the fans and things of that nature thought that I don't think that guys played well. And I don't think that that's the case either, because to me, some of those guys was playing with their hair on fire. Like AK, he showed me some things in that first game where I was like, man, this guy is going to be special. Like, he has a chance to be special. So I personally, I just think if you playing against the Falcons and you're the opposing offense, I would just run the ball until the Falcons prove that they can stop the run. And then everything after that is predicated off of them trying to stop the run. Like, as K was talking, they did get a lot of first downs where they kind of carved us up, where they threw the ball across the middle, but it all started with their running game. Once they figured out, okay, we having success running the ball, DeAndre Swift and that kid Williams, they used to play with the Packers, they were running the ball, gashing us 4 or 5 yards here, 4 or 5 yards there. Those linebackers have to kind of start screaming down, even though safety started to scream down, because they're like, okay, I got to help, because the defense, the front seven ain't handling it. So now you got AJ Terrell, you got these other guys with their eyes in the backfield, and then that's when they hit us across the middle, because you seen both Michael Walker and Rashaan Evans, both of those guys were trying to be extra aggressive at that point, trying to shut that run down. And pretty much the Lions basically took a play out of Arthur Smith's playbook, because that's what our offense is. Our goal is we want to run the ball, and then once we start getting big yardage and running the ball, we start off running with Quadri Olison, and he was gashing them. That's when Mariota was able to get outside. That's when he was able to hit Cordero Hodge across the middle. So all of the team, we talk about this all the time. Football is fundamental. If you can run the ball, you're going to be able to have success throwing the ball, because eventually you're going to have to start dropping 8, 9 men in the box if your front seven can't stop that run. So if I'm playing the Falcons, I'm running the ball and making them drop that safety down and cheat some players down in the box. And then now I got one-on-one matchups. And that's when I'm going to go after those linebackers, especially if Deion is not out there. I'm going at Michael Walker, and I'm going at Rashaan Evans, because that's a mismatch against any slot receiver, any running back, or any tight end. So,
Oh man, yeah. I mean, that's pretty much how you want to win games nowadays. Anyway, is lean on your running game. But this kind of adds to a question: is how important is Debo really? That throws another question in there. Like I said, we don't know. We don't know when he's gonna play in the preseason. I don't know if they're gonna save him for week 1 or something like that. But from what we've been hearing about Troy Anderson right now, like we said, we know Troy Anderson's still learning to play the position, and he's getting his ankles took by backup fullbacks right now. So
Yeah.
I mean, like I said, it is what it is. But is it like one of the major questions I'm gonna ask y'all is it these guys being so attack minded is really being detrimental for them in that first game? And do you think DPs kind of saw that and is like, okay, we're gonna have to scale it back just a tad bit. Be patient. Watch your gaps.
Me personally, I think you can't dress a horse up and make it look like a Holly Berry or a damn Kim Kardashian or even Megan Thee Stallion. You can't dress a horse up and try to make it look like a woman. A horse is a fucking horse. Why am I saying that? Because at the end of the day, Rashawn Evans is who he is.
Right.
Michael Walker is who he is.
Right.
And guess what? They're going to be attack-minded. So I know a couple of days ago, I said with the Atlanta Falcons is that, and I think we were more talking about that in the chat. I'm not sure. But I said you have to have guys. Now we talking on the show, but we have to have guys with different skill sets. I want players who can push the pocket with their strength, and then you have defensive linemen that are speed rushers, and then you got the balanced guys like Grady Jarrett who can stop the run, they can get after it, and then you got the big guys who just they're there for their body, but they got a little bit of athleticism. So that's the kind of defense that you want to have. If you have too many like-minded players, aka like a Deion Jones, well, you're going to get beat up physically. So you got to have a Rashawn Evans. You got to have a Deion Jones. You got to have a Troy Anderson. These guys who offer different types of skill set. You got to have a guy like Lorenzo Carter, who is an all-around outside line, 3-4 outside linebacker. You got to have an Oakland Daisy who can set the edge properly and then occasionally get you some pressure. And you got to have a D'Angelo Malone. The dude is just a physical specimen. Okay? The dude is a physical specimen. He's an athletic freak. That's what he is. So you got to have all of that. So I don't think necessarily, it's a. I don't think that the Falcons defense is just like, all right, they've been taught to do one thing. I think he's having to do certain things with the personnel that he has. And right now, and I said it earlier today, do not be surprised if Deion Jones is the most important player. I believe right now on this team, Deion Jones is the most important player on that defensive front. Because if you cannot cover tight ends and slants over the middle, your ass is grass in the NFL.
I just want to ask everybody, did you like that alley-oop that I just threw up the mic right there?
Yeah.
I
Josh Smith that thing. I had Josh Smith that thing, man.
As long as your ass don't shoot threes like Josh Smith, we good.
No.
Whole chat be like, no, don't shoot. But getting back to the question that you had asked about how should what the Jets would do. I would take an opposite. I would take the opposite approach in this one as far as when you're talking about running on them. Like I said, since this is preseason, you're trying to get different aspects of your team and try to see what some different ways of attacking. Like I said, I would attack those linebackers in coverage again. I want to see if they can cover. I mean, like you said, and Jew, you said the name Breece Hall. Breece Hall is damn good pass catcher out the backfield. Take that to your advantage. I want to see how these linebackers' eye discipline is. Are they gonna lose track of him in the backfield? And then he's going up 30 yards down the field on a wheel route or option route cutting back in. Because really at the end of the day, it's like, and I just have to harp back at it, it's all gonna depend on these linebackers. They are the bridge, but they are the bridge that's gonna have to hold up their end on this defense. Try them. And then if you're talking about defensively, you ain't really got your horses out there on defense. Like on the Falcons won't have a lot of their horses out there. I'll blitz the shit out of them. Test that offensive line. See if that offensive line can hold up. See if Caleb McGarry still got them Groupons from IHOP. See if he can pancake some of your guys. Find out if Jalen Mayfield can improve. Find out if Elijah Wilkinson can actually run block. He did. He was absolute garbage run blocking. They don't want to talk about that point.
Ooh, yeah.
They don't want to talk about that point, but we gonna leave that alone right now. That ain't the point I'm trying to make. I attack the Falcons offensive line because that is the major question mark for the Falcons coming into this year was going to be how that offensive line is going to gel. You saw when the Lions were bringing pressure, Mariota, like that's why Mariota looked like Mariota was one reading and running because the pressure was coming. So he had to make something happen. I'll try him again. Go ahead, Mike. What you got for it? What do you think? What are you thinking? Tell the people what you thinking on this
one. And how the Jets should attack the Atlanta Falcons. I would attack the safeties. I would attack the safeties. I would try to do some mix coverages out, like even send a running back out on a wheel route just to see how well, because I think the Falcons' strength of the team is obviously the secondary, the corners in particular. I think we have a deep class of corners, but all of those guys can play well. I'm impressed with Darren Hall, Isaiah Oliver, who is right now he's playing multiple positions. I think they kind of seeing what he can do at both safety positions in case something happened to Eric Harris, as well as Jalen Hawkins and Richie Grant. So we got a deep secondary. But I would see how good Richie Grant really is. How good is this kid? How good is Jalen? Is Jalen Hawkins ready for that starting strong safety position? Because if he isn't, we got Dean Marlowe back there, but he's been a journeyman. Granted, a very good one, but he's been a journeyman strong safety. So I would do everything possible to test that strong safety position out. In particular, I think you a little bit. You kind of push your luck with Richie Grant, because the dude is a ball hawk. Like Richie Grant, he gonna find a way to get around that ball, whether he's gonna tackle or he just has that range. And like even when I'm hearing from a lot of people out of Richie Grant, when I hear things like he's the only one on this Falcons defense that can keep up with the Kyle Pitts. Bro, do you understand how, like, bro, Kyle Pitts is a freak of nature. 6'6", 4'4", and this dude, Richie Grant, is keeping up with him. Not that he's like, but he's to be able to keep up with Kyle Pitts is just crazy. So when I'm hearing things like that, I want to see teams get after our safeties, make them work, make them think, and those play actions, do a little crossing routes across the middle and whatnot, just to test to see if they're going to be a little bit too aggressive when they see certain things. I would test the hell out of our safeties with that. Like I know our linebackers are, our linebackers without Deion Jones is a little bit shaky in the pass coverage, but I'm not 100% certain outside of Eric Harris, Richie Grant, that the safeties are stable.
Yeah, man. Basically, at the end of the day, y'all want to know what the overall summary is. Attack the motherfucking linebackers and safety. That's all we said. Basically right. Go back attack the middle of the field, middle of the defense. Mm-hmm. That's all it's basically saying.
Which should be your strength of your defense.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But Red Swarm here said Isaiah Oliver got some reps at safety today. I mean, technically he's been playing safety. He technically was kind of playing safety last year anyway.
That's what that slot is.
Your slot corner. Well, in this defense, it's not necessarily a slot corner. It's more so kind of like a bit nickel. There's a difference.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Your bit nickel is a player implemented in the stopping the run as well. So I'm not surprised at that one bit. And then don't mind me, y'all. I'll pull the pec at work today, man. This shit hurt like hell, boy. Shit. But
so the problem, boy. People been laughing at Deion Jones. I tell you, bro, them shoulders,
boy, please, boy. Well, my right shoulder is so out of place, man. I can literally scratch my knees standing up straight.
Good God.
That's why my right arm is like 3 inches longer than my left arm, because my damn shit is out of place. Hey, boy, them shoulder injuries ain't no joke, boy. Y'all laughing at Deion Jones for his, boy. Don't play that. And then I'm at the worst position, because if I ended up with 2 bad shoulders, boy, I can't do a damn thing out here. All right, man. Hey, hold on. We gotta go ahead and do a light check, Mike, man. Go ahead and bless us with that light check, and we're gonna hit this little intermission music on you. Just go ahead and make sure y'all hit them likes up. We have 160 people in here, which means we should expect on total of at least 75, 80 likes. And while y'all doing that, and the like button is free, y'all make sure y'all go ahead and continue to subscribe to Mad Mike.
I just wanted to do a dance real quick. I just want to do it. Put the music back on. Put the music back on.
Motherfucking the music got to come back on. It's looping.
Oh, there we go. Here you go.
It's looping. There you go.
There you go. Oh.
That boy dance like he about to break his hip.
Oh. All right,
hey look, that's the I got the good barbecue dance. I got the new shoes. But y'all make sure y'all go ahead and continue to support Mad Mike Sports.
At the barbecue dance.
Boy, you dance like you had a new pair of Skechers or something, boy. What the hell? Y'all know the Skechers. They don't got the shoestring. They got the straps on. Y'all make sure y'all go ahead and keep subscribing to Mad Mike.
Hey man, don't roast me too damn bad, y'all. Damn, okay? I tried.
boy, I'm sorry, but you dance like you just bought the last bottle of goddamn Viagra or something. Like you about.
Oh boy. All right, man.
Boy got them hickory smoke ribs back there, boy. He like, yeah. Man, what's the damn like, Cowboy? We done lost track.
All right.
Oh man, it's all good, man. It's all good. We know it's up there. So
right, we appreciate it, y'all. Hey, man, you getting dances like? And what other China gonna do that for y'all? Ain't nobody gonna dance for y'all.
Y'all just make sure y'all send some super chats so Mike can get some icy hot after that dance, boy. That shit was old as hell. But man, listen. All right, people. So if y'all got any questions y'all want to ask, man, y'all go ahead and ask them in the chat. But like I said, y'all definitely keep on subscribing to Mad Mike Sports as well as Utah Sports is almost at the 2K. So y'all make sure y'all get him up there. He almost there. So keep supporting him. And make sure you subscribe to your boy 6Man Case.
Man, damn, I ain't okay. Damn, I ain't gonna dance for y'all no more. Y'all still roasting my ass.
He said your joints sound like this. Hit that too.
Hey, bro,
burn, baby, burn. Disco Inferno, burn, baby, burn. And I'm getting on down, burn. Boy, that was the BG's dance right there, boy. He like
that man said it was the four type pass. That's exactly what it was.
He like staying alive, staying alive, staying alive. But any of y'all see that video, boy, that's one of the funniest videos ever because that's all they do is walk down the street. And I'm sorry, I forgot which one of them BG brothers, but that mother look old and young at the same time. I ain't never seen nobody that look young and old.
That man said old and young. What the hell?
Oh my God. There, Jet Light said that was the socks and sandals dance.
Oh man.
All right, man. Y'all got any damn questions, man? Y'all go ahead and ask them in the damn chat. I guess Weezy got the first. Yeah, he like, was that the Croy tight pants dance?
Hey, I never said I could dance well. I said I can dance. Okay.
All right. Okay. We got a question right here. yeah, Marvin. Yeah, Barry Gibbs. Whatever one of them damn Gibbs brothers it is, that mother look young.
Got a million of them others.
Actually, both of them, both of the younger ones, both of the little ones look young and old. One, he looked young and his hairline looks 76. Another one hair is 25 and he looks 40. He looks 73. I'm like, oh hell nah. But Red Swarm here said teams have been attacking us up the middle for years. So how do we fix this, and is it a 2 or 3 year plan?
I know Jew itching for that one now. That seemed like something for him.
Y'all know where I'm going with it. That's an every year thing. It's an every year thing. I think the problem with the Falcons is we haven't valued that defensive line or that the middle of the field, the defensive tackle position just as a whole. Like if you're gonna play a 3-4, this is any defense, but the 3-4, you have to have that one tech, that zero. You have to have that big guy. Like if you look at the Patriots, they just paid their defensive tackle like a big contract. I don't know what it was, but I think it was over $10 million a year. He's one of the highest paid defensive tackles because they value that position. And I talked about this way back before we drafted Drake London. I told you guys, we kept saying Jordan Davis, and I was just like, the Falcons don't have a history of choosing. And my biggest, one of my biggest pet peeves, and one of the things that was kind of ticking me off, was people that were saying the number 8 pick is too high to take a Jordan Davis or to take a nose tackle. I completely disagree with that. Like, I feel like you got to base it off of the player. If the player is not a generational talent, then I agree. You don't just take like a Anthony Rush or a similar player like that in the first round. No, but if you got a guy like Jordan Davis sitting there that is going to be a game-changing type player, like Aaron Donald, it's so many guys have played. Vince Wilfork, even Vince Wilfork, I could say maybe you take him like in the second round. But it goes back to what we talked about as far as the scheme. The 3-4, if you're a scheme fit, I feel like I don't look at where I'm drafting necessarily. I look at the player, and I base it off of the player in the draft. So to me, in this draft, based off of Jordan Davis tape, and then after what we saw him doing in the combine, to me, he had both that lined up. Usually with most players in college, you either have a great tape and you don't do well in the combine, or your tape is not that good, but you do great in the combine. So that's what kind of makes it hard. To me, for Jordan Davis, it was just like a knock it out the park, because he had both. He had the tape. You go turn on his college tape, boom, he jumps off the screen. You seen him in the combine, boom, jumped off the screen. So, I mean, he knocked it out of the park. He was like a Kyle Pitts. You turn on his tape, we knew Kyle Pitts is a star. You see him in the combine and at his pro day, he's a star. And that's why to me, with this whole the Jordan Davis thing, and just that defensive tackle position as a whole, it's not just about Jordan Davis. It's just in general, I feel like we have to do a better job at valuing that position. It goes back to when Thomas Dimitroff was here and he decided to let Rasheed Hageman go. He decided to let Dontari Poe go because we didn't got exactly.
Y'all know I love Rasheed Hageman, man. I'm about to share some thug tears, boy.
Even before Rasheed Hageman, we can go back to Corey Peters. He played well when he was a Falcon. Him and Jonathan Babineau. We just don't value that position. He's been on the Arizona Cardinals, dominating, beasting for years when he left Atlanta. Yeah. So we just don't value that position. Other than Jonathan Babineau and Grady Jarrett, those have been like the only two no's that we kind of gave multiple contracts, because Jonathan Babineau played his whole career in Atlanta. Mm-hmm. But I'm saying other than that, and back then we were running a 4-3.
At an end to his career, like real fast. We had, like I said, we had a few.
Yeah, Rod Coleman. Yeah, we've had guys, but I just feel like you have to value it. If you look at the Steelers, if you look at the Eagles, they value it because year in and year out, not only do they build in the draft for that position, but they also go out and get veterans. We've seen them get Javon Hargraves from the Steelers. We see they got Fletcher Cox they drafted. We see now they just went and got Jordan Davis. They keep building, brick on my brick, keep building, because eventually they got Jordan Davis to replace Fletcher Cox. But I think they did it the best way, because now Fletcher Cox right now is teaching Jordan Davis the tricks of the trade, because he knows he signed a 1-year deal. He knows he's on his way out the door, but he's teaching him kind of like we did with Julio and Calvin Ridley. And I feel like we understand the concept, but it's only in certain positions that we understand that concept. The wide receiver is a position that we have done that concept. Roddy passed the torch to Julio. Julio was supposed to pass the torch to Calvin Ridley. It didn't work out. But now we have Kyle Pitts getting handed the baton. Now you have a Drake London that's going to get handed the baton. So we understand the concept, but we have to do that in the trenches. I feel like we have to build the trenches, and we have to do it with our early picks. Don't wait till the 6th, 7th, 8th, later rounds and say, okay, yeah, we value it. But because that shows you, put your money where your mouth is. If you really value something, are you going to spend your last on it? You know what I'm saying? Or are we going to make it be paramount? That's what it's about. And that's, to me, they're not proving to me that we really value that defensive line or that nose position. We wait till the later rounds, and then we just try to find a diamond in the rough. When it's studs right there waiting out of Alabama every year, we can go out and just bring in. And I'll leave it at that.
But And the reason why I'm looking like this is because, Drew, you just brought up something that just scrambled a question in my head. It's a couple things that I'm thinking here. And y'all know when I'm sitting here thinking, folks gonna be thinking. I'm just gonna say that. So here's my thing. When you say about valuing the position, is it so much that they don't value the position as an organization, or is it the fact that it's the culture of the city that doesn't embrace a guy like that?
Mm-hmm. I agree with you. I think it's a little bit of both, but I feel like if you're really trying to change the culture, and that was my whole point of the video that I made, if you're trying to change the culture, you go out and bring in that player.
Right.
We're used to the shiny nickel. Mike always talk about it. We used to, I want to see something exciting. I don't care about winning. Make me feel good. As KStylzz always talk about. We don't care about football. We just want to feel good. Right. We just want to see a highlight on Sports Center. But the game is not won off of those just exciting plays. You got to have those guys that's going to do that dirty work. And that's what we've been missing is those guys, because stopping the run, that ain't pretty. Go watch tape of just fat guys crashing into each other all over the place. It's actually funny.
That shit ain't funny.
We watched one of the guys that didn't do the stunt and made one guy get creamed.
No, that was Tat. That was Tat McKinley. Hold on, let me go ahead and break this play down. Let me break this play down.
Oh man,
this was the Falcons versus the Lions. 2 years
ironically.
ago. Ironically, 2 years ago. It was a DN D3 tech stunt that was supposed to happen. Okay, hold on. I'm trying to get this right on the camera so y'all can see how I'm doing. Okay. Alan Bailey was right here playing the 3. Tackles out here wide 9 and 6. Bailey crashed in and took 2 blockers. Tax Tweety Bird goofy ass half-assed the stunt, didn't get where he was supposed to do it. Alan Bailey got through to the sideline.
They smashed his behind, bro. They smashed him. Bro, I would have hit him. Bro, you talk about like Miles Garrett when he hit the dude, that quarterback upside the head. I would have did his ass like that if I got
right. Mm-mm. See, and then it brings to another question too. I mean, as far as the wide receiver position, do you also think that the Calvin Ridley situation played a part in that too? Because that's what I really think it ended up being, because essentially outside of Kyle Pitts, you really didn't have like that. And I know most people will say, well, you could have waited to the second round and probably got a George Pickens or something like that. But if you're looking at the top of that board, like you said, Drake London was kind of like that.
He was a perfect scheme fit.
He's the perfect scheme fit.
About it. He was a perfect scheme fit. So
it
wasn't the wrong decision. My problem with it was, if you're changing the culture and you're saying that we need somebody, we want to stop the run. To me, the way that you show me that is you go get a stud defensive tackle that if you run it down here, you're going to have to see Jordan Davis, period. Mm-hmm. That's just where I was coming from.
Right.
I didn't care about you guys know, I love Drake London. Like I said, I had no problem with the pick because we didn't have a number one wide receiver last year. Russell Gage ain't no number one. Calvin Ridley haven't even proven that he's a number one. Let's be real. Has Calvin really proven to anybody he hasn't proven that he's a number one?
Hold on. Wait a minute. I'm looking for it.
Don't worry about it. He probably done sold it by now.
No, I haven't seen it.
Yeah. So we really didn't have no choice. Like Drake London was not the wrong pick. It was I wasn't talking about the pick because of I was saying if you value stopping the run, because we know when the OG is up here, what does he always talk about? How many rushing yards we gave up last year? OG Slam always talks about that. Yeah, that's all he talks about. The reason you talk about it because that's our Achilles heel. So if that's your kryptonite, you have to do something to try to put a band-aid on that. And I feel like we really didn't do it in the draft because did we even take any defensive tackles in the draft? I don't think we did.
Nah.
No, we didn't.
Nah, I think what they're doing is they're banking on Anthony Rush right now.
Yeah.
I think
we picked up Timmy Horn, but that was like undrafted.
Right.
Yeah. We kind of put a band-aid on it. And that was my whole problem with it. That was my problem. We put a band-aid on an issue that really, like you say, KStylzz, was a bullet wound. We put a band-aid on a bullet wound. Let's be real. We was getting ran through, and that's like you got a severe burn or a severe cut, and you kind of just put a band-aid on it and hope that I hope I don't bleed out.
Right. And I think what also kind of played into a position that nobody really talks about is how expensive these wide receivers are getting too. That's why I really think where it ended up going is because if you think about it, if you get a wide receiver that is a scheme fit in that first round, you can eventually have him tied up for the next 5-6 years.
Facts.
And if you look at if anybody have one wide receiver to blame for all this turmoil with the wide receivers, that's motherfucker Christian Kirk getting that contract down in Jacksonville.
Mm-hmm. Man, all these wide receivers got paid. Christian Kirk opened up the floodgates. Tyreek Hill, all these guys, man, got paid. So that's a good point you made too, K, because for what Drake London is going to be able to bring to the table, he's definitely going to be he's going to outplay his contract. He's going to outplay his contract. So you could be right, and I just need to be patient. We talk about being patient. My problem was I wanted it now. And as Mike always say, they don't care what we think. Even though I am a content creator, they don't care what we think. They doing what they feel is right. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, I'm just going to have to wait. That's just how it is because to be honest, next year we have money that's open up in the salary cap, and maybe they're going to go out and get a veteran defensive tackle, and then I put my foot in my mouth, just like y'all was saying earlier about Mike earlier in the show. And that's what I said. I could be wrong because Timmy Horn and Anthony Rush, these dudes could go out there, ball out, and then I put my foot in my mouth on what I said. But I hope that they watch my video, like I said, light a fire under these guys and prove me wrong because I'm nobody to them. Yeah. They on the field. Prove me wrong. Prove the media wrong. Look, I'm a part of them. Prove us wrong. Prove me wrong. I'm a fan of you guys. I'm wishing and hoping for your success. But at the same time, I'm not going to sugarcoat it neither. If you don't go out there and I don't see what I want to see, and I didn't see what I wanted to see in that first drive against the Lions, we got to speak the truth. And they didn't do it to me. I didn't see it. So this is another opportunity in this game to see if they can get it right.
Yeah, but like I said, the interesting part about it was we was kind of in a unique position anyway, where you had no way of stopping the run, you had no way of rushing the passer, you had no way of running the ball, you had no way of getting receivers open, you had no protection. It's like, where the hell do you go?
Yeah,
where do you go?
You got to satisfy the play caller and the play call on both sides of the ball, offensively and defensively. So I think ultimately, like I said, I really believe Jordan Davis is going to be, and this is what I wanted to say. The Eagles are just in a different place in their team development than we are. So they can they can take a chance on getting guys. They got a Fletcher Cox. They got Graham, if I'm still not. He's still there. So they have guys up front that could, get the job done.
And they had 3 first-round picks too, Mike, and that's something that I didn't mention either. They had 3 first-round picks. So.
So it's essentially what it came down to is the situation. The situation itself called for a Drake London just because. Let's just be honest, guys. Let's throw all the cards on the table. Let's look at it from last year. What was one of the most atrocious things that you've seen last year? There's so many to choose from. It's kind of hard to.
No, it ain't. Look, the mini me's we had that quarterback and wide receiver running into each other. That was the most embarrassing. Like even not getting after the quarterback. I mean, we got after the quarterback, but we were hitting jumping jacks and damn trying to Johnny Cage kick people. Like,
whoa.
But them wide receivers that we had running to each other, they couldn't get off the line. They were dropping these events. That was atrocious last year.
Boy,
we had jumping jack flags at defensive end, bro. Like I don't know what we were doing, bro. Good God Almighty.
Yeah. So that's where like for a lot of people that bad came at you about the thing like that. It's very understandable because, like you said, that was an emphasis of need. But the thing about stopping the run as well is it can be schemed. You can scheme stopping the run. Jordan Davis was kind of he was kind of like that. Okay, it can get there quicker because you know he's a big dude and stuff. To go from Julio really to
bro. You go from Julio.
Boy.
Bro, oh my God, bro.
Oh, damn.
That, bro. That's why I said more disappointed than that. I was fine with the offensive line. At least we had something. Bro, we had literally nothing but Kyle Pitts. That was embarrassing.
Oh my God.
And CP. That's it.
Bro,
I'm sorry, boy. I'm sorry, y'all. I fell out my chair, bro. That shit was hilarious.
Oh my goodness.
I don't know why that shit made me laugh like that, boy. I fell out my chair, bro.
That's true. Shoot.
Oh, my knee. My knee.
Oh boy.
But yeah, man. Like you said, you can scheme stopping the run. It just like you said, it's just all about just having. It don't necessarily have to be a game breaker. It just got to be a guy that's able to hold up at the point of attack. And Anthony Rush is a guy that can hold up the point of attack. So you can kind of get away with not having a Jordan Davis. Jordan Davis is like it's like a Picasso painting. Like the value appreciates with time because it's Picasso. Tyler Davidson was like scribble scrabble you find out of preschool.
Yeah, they were. Boy,
you can scheme it right because you're gonna necessarily have guys that's going to be able to attack the line of scrimmage, and you're gonna have guys that can hold the point of attack. But bro, if you got wide receivers that can't get open, dude,
ain't nothing you can do
about that.
You can't do nothing about that, bro. Now, like I said, that scared the shit out of Arthurs, but they're like, nope, we need to get all big, we need all basketball players, get all basketball. So, like somebody, hey, call DeAndre Hunter too. We got a spot open. That's what they did. They said they was not taking no chances. I'm like, no. We went from 5'3" wide receivers, and the Three Stooges. Let's go and get us some basketball players. I need some guys that can catch the ball. I'm still laughing at that.
Oh my God.
From Julio
we have been, when you talk about receivers for the last 30 years, the Falcons have been wide receiver. Like if there's a such thing as wide receiver you in the NFL, that's what we were.
Right.
We've always had, going from Terrence Mathis in the 90s, 80s, like we've always, Billy White shoes, like we always had wide receivers. And we don't have, man, come on, man.
Think about this, right? Think about this. Your number one wide receiver last year was Russell Gage.
Now, he like a fourth or fifth option in damn Tampa Bay right now. Just think about that.
Boy.
Think about the offense last year. Your number one rusher was your second wide receiver. Yo, all-world tight end got 1 touchdown last year. The number one touchdown getter as far as touchdown receptions last year was Cordero Patterson with 5. Or was it 6? I know he had 11 touchdowns last year.
I think it was 12.
I know he had 11. I don't remember the
11 or 12. One of them.
Yeah, he had 11 touchdowns total, but I don't know.
I think it was 5 receiving. Yeah. I know he had 3 of them in one game, and then he had 2. I think he had 6 receiving touchdowns. But he was your number one rusher. He was your number one rusher last year. Your second best wide receiver was your number one rusher last year. And then they moved Cordell Patterson to running back. Who was your second best wide receiver option last year? Numbers wise, was Calvin Ridley. Think about that for a second. I want everybody to think about that. I want everybody to think about
how many games Calvin Ridley played last year? Yeah.
They said that CP had 5 rushing touchdowns and 6 receiving.
Okay, I was right. I was kind of on that ballpark. I knew he had 11, but I didn't know how it was broke down. It was like 5 or 6. But think about that. Calvin, wait, you know what? I'm finna bless y'all. I'm finna bless y'all with some research here right quick. Hold on, let me look something up.
Man, he about to give us a Kane goddamn Undertaker double choke slam right now, straight to hell. Watch.
Right. Y'all go ahead and keep talking. Y'all go ahead and talk a little bit. I'm finna go look. I'm finna look some stuff up right quick. Hold on.
Good God. This
man
gonna tell.
Yeah.
He gonna do a project in the middle of a show. This is what we talking about. How you gonna do a project in the middle of a show?
All right. Hold on. No, this is not a project. This is the prove a damn point. This is a prove a damn point right here. Let's look at something. I want to make sure. Can everybody see the screen? If I get okay. We're focusing just on receiving last year. As you see, Cordero Patterson, 548 yards, 5 touchdowns. Hold on. Let's do it like this. Right, receiving yards. Look at this. I was wrong. Olamide Zaccheaus was the second best receiver. He had 406 with 3 touchdowns. That really made it that really didn't make it no better, but look at this. Russell Gage was your number one wide receiver for 770 yards on 94 targets.
That's not a very good percentage even for a wide receiver with 66 catches out of 94 targets. That's not very good.
He had a 70% catch percentage. I need to see the count. Let me see. Hold on. I want to know if anybody can see that. I want to know the people watching this. Are y'all seeing this right quick? Tajay Sharp. We're gonna look at the 2 guys that ran into each other on Thursday Night Football. We got Tajay Sharp here at 9.2 yards per catch. Hayden Hurst 8.5. Calvin Ridley 9.1.
And I got a bone to pick with that son of a bitch too. That son of a bitch hating Hurts too. I'm sorry for my language, but that bitch gonna go to Cincinnati and start talking shit. Man, you don't sit your long hair, fake Triple H looking ass down somewhere. You had all this time to make an impact, and then you go to Cincinnati and say, "Well, the Falcons didn't use me well." Nigga, oh, my bad. Didn't you say the same thing in Baltimore? You keep saying the same thing. So the common denominator of everybody not using you the proper way, maybe the way that you want to be used isn't your strength.
Oh man, that just went to a whole nother joke that could have been told right there, but we're gonna say that for
no, we're not.
Okay. Look, Christian Blake. I wonder if y'all seeing that correctly.
Well, we got fullbacks got more catches than damn God Almighty.
Oh, look at this shit. Look, just look at the comment section. Look at this.
Oh.
D. Coleman said 9.2 yards per catch. What the hell?
Bro, the starting receivers, it's about 12 to it's between about 12 to 14 for starting wide receivers for they catch receiving yards per catch. This man is literally below that.
Now, Cordero Patterson was third on the team in receiving yards. Rushing yards. Look at that.
Hey, K, we got a super chat, bro.
All right, let's go hit this super chat from Dre Harrison. Said Malcolm Brown, D tackle from the Jaguars, just got released. That's a very interesting proposition right there.
You better put that motherfucker on railway or something, because I ain't.
They may get there. He better be playing for some peanuts and a goddamn.
Yeah, I'm trying to tell you, he gonna call some pretty penny.
Oh my god! Like I said, look at that. Look, just look at that. This is why Cordero Patterson. This is exactly why Cordero. Hold on, let me go over total yards. Total yards. This is why Cordero Patterson slowed the hell down at the end of the year.
Bro, just read the bottom three. That's all you got to know and be depressed. No, right on the screen. It says Kyle Pitts, Russell Gage, Mike Davis, Zacchaeus.
Robert Zacchaeus.
That's a problem, bro.
Mike Davis. Nah, I'm done. Hopefully y'all see my damn point. Hopefully y'all see the point we talk about. Physicality is what this offense needed in the worst way. Let's just keep it real. This is why you got a Brian Edwards. This is why you got a Drake London. This is why you got an Alden Tate. This is why you bring in guys there, Kadero Hodges, these guys like this, because did y'all just see what we saw? You had Christian Blake for a whole season get 4 catches for 25 yards.
Lord.
Your number one wide receiver was Russell Gage for 770 yards and damn near and had a fumble that cost us one game and damn near had another one that cost us another game. But thanks to Foyer, Russell Gage was he bought that motherfucker a damn mansion after that game. We're like, oh, thank you, Jesus.
Mm-hmm. Anybody got one more question before we kind of y'all? I'm sure y'all got a question. Somebody got a question.
We got a couple questions here. We can do these last two right here.
Okay.
Marlon said, "Do you think the Falcons?" I know, right? Falcons said, will they still keep this is an old question too, but okay. Do you still think they'll keep their eyes on Sue before the regular season game? I think so. Not saying they're gonna do anything with it, but I'm just saying they might be keeping a close eye on that. What y'all think?
I don't know, because I don't know how much money he's looking for. I think that's the reason why Tampa decided to move on, because he wanted the bag. But what I do think that the Falcons are doing is kind of waiting for teams to have to cut their roster down to like the 53-man roster, when these other guys start, once the preseason over, you heard Terry Fontenot basically state that this roster, we're not done cutting down the roster, and we're going to make moves throughout the season. We seen it last year when they brought in Anthony Rush and they brought in Mike Pennell like in the middle of the season. So I think that's kind of what they're waiting on, is to see what players are not going to make other teams. And then, we have our scouts that's watching the other rosters and watching guys that are free agents that are still out there. So I think that's really what they're doing, developing our guys, letting these guys compete for spots, and then also looking out there on the waiver wire to see what other guys either are going to get cut by other teams that might fit the scheme, or keeping their eyes on the veterans. But I think if Sue came to Atlanta, it'll have to be on of course, on some type of deal, like 1-year deal, and he'll have to, they'll have to find some type of bargain. He's not going to be able to get what he's looking for, money-wise.
All right. Do you see any other questions, Mike? And if we skipped a few questions, we kind of apologize. I think us talking about these wide receivers kind of put us in a state of dark euphoria, as we call it. What you got, Jude?
Now, I seen a question early on. After y'all get to that question, I think it was Millie Mills. He asked a good question. He was saying what running backs getting cut. It was it was closer to the top when we first started asking questions, and I think that was a good question because this running back room is loaded.
Them wired. Me thinking about Russell Gage and Tajay Sharp running into each other on Thursday Night Football starting to depress me now. Let's see. You said what was the question? Which running back?
They should say which running back is getting cut. Like out of all of the running backs we have, and I think that's a really good question because
that's tough.
Quadre played well, but I think they started him because he was the guy that we all been saying that he's like on thin ice. So yeah, he played well, but I think it was intentional that they started him because they want to see he better show us something. You know what I'm saying? We got to see something out of him to prove that he deserved to make the roster. And I think because they added Avery Williams to the backfield and because he plays special teams, I think they're going to have to put, if they want to keep all of these running backs, they're going to have to put somebody on the practice squad. Like, I think Caleb Huntley, he's one of those guys that I think probably is on thin ice too. But I like what I've seen out of Tyler Algier. I want to see him behind the starting O-line. Because when I seen him, when they put him in the game, it's something about his vision. He got it. You know what I'm saying? It was just like when we had Devontae Freeman. When they would put him in the game, even when we had Steven Jackson, when they would put Freeman in the game, you can't teach that vision that a running back's that burst in that vision. And that's something to me that I seen out of Tyler Algier. It looks like he's just a natural. As soon as they put him in the game, his first run, I was like, this kid got it. He understands how to bounce it. He understands how to protect the ball. He's physical when he always going forward. If you watch him run. So I think to me, I think he has a really good chance to be get a lot of carries on this team. So I want to see him start in one of these games to see what he can do behind our starting O-line. Because when they put him in the game, immediately I was like, man, this kid could be special.
Mm-hmm. What you think on that, Mike?
I think you have to look at how the Falcons offense is being put together. When you look at the roster in itself, they have guys with different abilities. look at Quadri Olison. Can Quadri Olison play? Can he be a fullback? Possibly. Can he catch out of backfield? Not really showcase that skill. Look at Avery Williams. Is he really a running back? Possibly not. Damian Williams, obviously, he's an all-around back. Cordero Patterson has shown that he can at least put a body in front of somebody in pass protection. He's not great, but he can at least use his frame to kind of shield guys. But then you have Tyler Algier, who showcased that he has ability to catch the ball out of the backfield. I saw him on several passing plays, put his body in the line, and he didn't run like a little BI. All right, he actually stood there and took the hit. So that's always encouraging for me. So, and all saying that, you got two guys right off the rip that saying, all right, three guys right off the rip that say, all right, these guys are going to make it. Okay, you got Tyler Algier, Cordero Patterson, and Damian Williams. Those guys are definitely going to start because they have the most to provide as far as that all-around talent for the offense. Everybody else is on the chopping block because they only do one particular thing well, and that's not a good sign for Quadri Olison, even though that I think he had a great game. But this team is showing you that if you don't have the ability to do multiple things, you're not valuable to this team. You gotta have that ability. This is why Felipe Franks is still on the team because he has athleticism. You can use him at tight end. And he did block with when he was called to block. And not only that, but you can throw him in at quarterback. God forbid something happened to the other two guys and we need Felipe to come in. We ain't got to, do what I think Jacksonville, one of them damn team, they ended up having a wide receiver playing that damn, and that was the worst thing.
Oh, that was the Broncos.
Broncos. Yeah, the Broncos.
That motherfucker completed one pass. I was like, bro, how the hell you complete one pass with two interceptions? I've never heard of that before.
Bro, like, come on, man. So we don't have to do stuff like that. So again, the ability, flexibility, and play multiple positions for this team is key. So you take that on both sides of the ball, special teams as well. And this is why Frank Darby is still on the squad too, because he's an excellent special teams guy. So I expect him to make it just on that merit. Demir Bird is another guy that I think is on the verge of being cut because he doesn't offer anything outside of speed. He's a speed receiver, but the Falcons offense and Falcons team is just, you gotta have ability to do multiple things. So if you don't have multiple abilities, your ass is grass.
Which brings an interesting thing, and I'm gonna say this. This will probably be my last point before we go ahead and start winding it down. Is you said Demir Bird, and that's very interesting that you say he get cut. What if this is one of those cases where if they do cut a couple guys like a Demir Bird or Kadero Hodges, and essentially move CP as an official wide receiver? Now you can keep those running backs.
Mm-hmm. That's a great point.
That's just food for thought right there. So gonna go ahead and wind it down for tonight, man. We definitely appreciate. Wait, hold on. Where that? There you go. So we definitely appreciate everybody tuning in to the Heavy Hitters. If you don't know who the Heavy Hitters is, now you know. It's your boy Mad Mike Sports, Jew Talk Sports, 6-man KStylzz. The stats, the facts, and the truth. Y'all make sure y'all go ahead and share, subscribe to everybody's channel, get the word out, because the Heavy Hitters, we ain't going nowhere here, man. This is what we do. So, until next time, people. We ain't here to play. We here to stay. You ain't got to go home.
Oh, no. You gotta get the hell up out of it.